Judge wants Boone back, but will that be enough to keep him around in 2024?
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. This show is sponsored by Bird Dogs. Go to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB or enter promo code LockedOnMLB for a free water bottle with any order. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off, we promise you. With me, as always, is my producer, Steve Granado. Steve, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Stace. We made it to another Friday edition of the show, which of course means it's Fanmail Friday. You guys submitted your questions throughout the week, and we have the best ones with the best answers. That's what we do here on Locked On Yankees every Friday. We also have to talk about last night's loss in just a second, but Stacey, some news on the managerial front. Aaron Judge opening up about Aaron Boone and the future of the Yankees manager. This is according to Andy Martino of SNY. Of course, I will link this in the episode description. You guys always know I will. Taking some quotes here. Quote, on Thursday, Andy Martino posed the question this way. If and when you are asked by Hal if Boone is the right manager for this team going forward, what will you say? Judge responded saying, quote, he has been there for us in good times and in bad. The guy shows up and supports his players. You can probably tell by the amount of times he's been thrown out of games that he always has our back. I've been with Booney all the way since 2018. He's the guy. Stacey, do these quotes move the needle at all? Is this saving Aaron Boone's job?
I think it could. I think there's also proof that this season is not his fault. It's the front office and ownership's fault. And I feel if the captain and the guy you just signed for 9 years and $1 billion, just kidding, backs his manager and wants him back, that's going to definitely, Hal's the type of guy who listens to the guys that he makes captain. Like, the Yankees don't take that position lightly. And if the guy that you chose to be one of the only captains you've had in your entire history says that he wants his manager back, I think that bodes well for Boone.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt anything here. I mean, there had been some reports, that we didn't really go into here because it's kind of he said, she said, but that, he's not getting fired. Oh, he is getting fired. Like, there's all those like dumb rumors, right? Like, we're taking this one, we're addressing this one because he is specifically on the record talking about it. He had the chance to not talk about it. Andy Martino gave him the option to say, hey, man, if you're not cool answering this, which is just good journalistic practice, by the way.
Yes.
This is a very well-written article. Just want to also point that out. But for him to go out and say, no, I want to answer that. Let me answer that. I think that's partially the reason why Aaron Judge is the captain in the first place. It's not just his play on the field, but of course is also how he leads the clubhouse and that leadership quality that he has. So for him to go out of his way essentially to answer that question and say it, plain and simple, he's the guy. I mean, that carries some weight. Definitely.
And the fact that he gave him an out and he was like, no, I want to answer this. That's big.
And of course, that wasn't the only thing that he talked about here. And it's even more interesting that Judge himself brought this up on his own, unprompted during this conversation with Andy Martino. This is more quotes. Quote, some of the surrounding cast that we have coaching-wise, and especially Sean Casey, he's just one of the best baseball guys around. Quote, he has been great, good baseball mind, good at thinking about the pitcher. He has great baseball stories and has a great way to slow guys down, relax, and go out there and play. He understands how hard this game is on a daily basis. He just keeps us loose and keeps us ready to go. So again, we've seen, and we've talked about it on this show, Stace, how guys like DJ LeMahieu and Gleyber Torres and others have sung the praises of Sean Casey. And now here's Aaron Judge doing it. And I think, I'm not saying it's in the bag here, but I think you're looking at your coaching staff for 2024.
Yeah. Because we had mentioned that with the stuff with DJ, especially with the way he's turned his season around. And I basically said that if Boone's coming back, I would think Sean Casey's coming back.
Yeah.
I would hope. I would think so. I don't think a half a season is enough for him to be the hitting coach. I think he'd want to have like a full season under his belt. And yeah, like the guys, I feel like the players know that this chatter is happening, and that's why they're kind of like, well, no, this is good. Like we want them around. Yeah. Like the guys that are still going to be on the team next year are like, we want these guys around. Like, keep them around. So that really does help.
And I believe I misspoke there. I said Gleyber Torres. It was Giancarlo Stanton who had the good things to say, as well as DJ LeMahieu about Sean Casey. I know this is going to ruffle feathers. I know it already has, because everyone's calling for the head of Aaron Boone this season, and they have been for a while. And there's your captain saying, nah, keep that head on. Let us know how you're feeling about it in the comment section here on the YouTube side. Stacey, of course, the Yankees did lose last night, snapped a 5-game winning streak, and it started with Carlos Rodón. He just really had four-seamer issues last night. It was very flat. That first double to Matt Vierling was, flat as the desert. And then Spencer Torkelson, that homer, that was middle down, was not supposed to be there. It just was very hittable last night.
Yeah. Just Carlos, it's not what I said I wanted on yesterday's show.
I don't think it's what he wanted either, to be fair.
It was funny when he was first taken out, he had given up 6 runs, and I joked on Twitter. I said, when I said I wanted 6 out of you, I meant innings, not runs. And then Randy Vasquez allowed that other run to come in that was credited to Rodón, so it went up to 7. But I just thought that was funny. I was like, man, no, that's not what I wanted.
Yep. 3 2/3, 8 hits, 7 earned charge, no walks, 4 strikeouts. He's thrown a lot of strikes last night. We'll go into Rodón in the offseason a lot more. I'm sure we'll have multiple segments and potentially episodes dedicated to that. So while you're in the comment section here, let us know if you want something like that. Talk about Carlos Rodón more in depth during the offseason. Give him a couple of more starts here to get a full picture of his first year in pinstripes. Of course, the offense didn't help out much. Gleyber does go deep. Hit the blank out of the ball very well. Had to stop myself there. So nice to see him. Gleyber's still swinging it. It's great. It's awesome. Love it. He's been amazing this year. Everson Pereira with a nice RBI double, drives in a pair, but that's all she wrote. Stacey, we made some bold predictions, and I'm just going to go ahead and play the clip from the other day. I'm wagering both my points that I have earned this season. So if I get this correct, I will win 3 points, which, if you're incorrect, means we're tied. 3-game series with the Tigers this week. There will be 2 home runs by rookies in this series for the Yankees.
Yankee sweep. Is that bold? Like they're going to be on their 6th game in a row? Like they're going to win. This sweep is going to make them on a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah, that's up there. Stacey, is Gleyber Torres a rookie?
Yeah.
Do I get that?
No. No.
Unfortunately, my wager did not pay off. The only home run hit by a rookie in the series was from Jason Dominguez. And I have flatlined. The score is 5-0 on the 2023 Bold Prediction scoreboard. And I think I just got mathematically eliminated right there. I think that's it. I think the magic number is 0 for Stacey. Congratulations. You have won the 2023 Bold Predictions. And, man, I wagered it. I went for it. I had to. It was a Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
It was not trading Shohei. And now I need Tommy John. Pretty tough, dude.
Damn it, Rodón.
You really hit me where it hurt there, Carlos.
Oh, unbelievable.
And you too. You lost out on a point, but you didn't wager anything. So
yeah, no.
If you want to wager this coming week, like for all 5 points to really just lap me a couple times, that would be great. And it'd be like, oh, Yankees will throw 3 no-hitters in this series. I'm okay with that as a bold prediction. I think that's pretty bold. I'll give you really good odds.
Yeah, I don't bet, and I sometimes should, but I don't know. It kind of scares me. You know why it scares me? Because I think I'd become addicted to it. So I don't do that.
Womp womp. That's a bummer. That's a super bummer. You guys already know it's Fan Mail Friday. We have a whole bunch of fun on our Friday shows. I'm glad you're here. Stick around because we have a whole bunch of questions. We were talking about Sean Casey earlier. We have a great question about that with some interesting numbers coming your way in just a second. This episode is brought to you by Bird Dogs. Bird Dogs, it's the best place to buy men's shorts and pants. They use anti-stink sweat wicking fabric that keeps you cool and dry all day long. Hey, I'm on the West Coast and it is heating up. You guys know I'm in Southern California, and little birdie tells me that's not so great in the Northeast either. Nice and toasty right now. Stay cool with Bird Dogs. They're super comfortable, they're versatile, and they're cheaper than other reputable brands. And of course, Locked On Yankees listeners, we got something for you, a free water bottle. And it's pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. When you place your order at birddogs.com, they have a ton of different styles and fits to choose from. You're going to find something, I promise. You can go to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB, or while you're there, enter the promo code LockedOnMLB at checkout. And again, you're going to get a free Bird Dogs water bottle with your order. That's free of charge. Given to you gratis. That's birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB for a free water bottle at checkout. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off, we promise. Back here on Locked On Yankees. Hey, Yankees Brewers start a new series here over the weekend. You guys already know you can listen to every pitch this season on SiriusXM. Download the SiriusXM app today. And to the everydayers out there, coming up on Monday's show, Miners Monday, we're running out of them. Only a couple of weeks left. So make sure to stick around for that. Hit that subscribe button here on either the audio or the YouTube side. It is Fan Mail Friday, Stacey. We start the week fun. And we end the week fun, as we always do. Miners Monday. What is that? Alliteration? Miners Monday, Fan Mail Friday?
Yep.
That's what that is. So let's get to some of your questions. We have all our questions today from our subtexters as a token of our appreciation for being subtexters. Of course, you guys can join subtext, skip the line, guarantee answers to your questions on Fan Mail Friday or throughout the week in text form. 14-day free trial in the episode description. All right, here's our first one coming from Angelo. Stacey, do you guys think Rizzo will contribute back to where he started off this season next year? If not, would you consider Bellinger a must-sign as a good backup first base left field option? Stacey, we kind of touched on this the other day when the news came out about Rizzo. We kind of yin and yanged it, as we like to do, going pessimistic, optimistic. Which side are you taking? Is Rizzo going to, contribute the way he was contributing earlier this year in 2024?
Well, he was playing out of his mind at the
Yeah.
beginning of the season. I mean, he was really, I don't think we should expect that, but I think that we shouldn't expect how he looked after he got injured. At least I hope not. I hope, as I said on the show the other day, I just hope that the time off that he has in the winter helps him. And, if he comes back as Anthony Rizzo, like the normal Anthony Rizzo, that's perfectly acceptable. He doesn't need to do what he did at the beginning of, yeah.
I'm going to take the Bellinger side. We talked about it, and you know what? I'm not picking on Angelo here. I want to pick on all the Bellinger rumorers. I'm going to say it right here. Cody Bellinger will be a Chicago Cub next year.
Yeah.
He's got that mutual option. They're going to take it. Come on. It's like $12 million. They're going to take it. Bellinger's probably going to take it. I think he likes Chicago. He might be able to get a longer deal, but maybe he wants that deal to be in Chicago.
Yeah.
Just saying. So I'm never going to call anybody a must sign. But yeah, he'd be great, obviously. Well, I don't know what great. He's a good option right now.
Yeah.
There's a little wariness there, of course. Thank you, Angelo, for your question. Again, I'm not picking on you, buddy. Thank you for being a subtexter. This next one is coming from Jay. Is there any way to bring up Florial? Will the Yankees play him? I don't know what they have against him. His playing time isn't enough of a chance. He should have gotten more time to try. Jay, do you want to come co-host the show? Is there a way to bring him up? Yeah. Will they? No.
No. And even if they did, would they play him? Probably not. No.
They don't like him.
They don't.
They care so much about that strikeout rate. They care so much about it. It is high, and it hasn't changed. I get that. But yeah. That, by the way, in effect, ends Estevan Florial's Yankee career. Just by
Mhm.
the way, he will become a minor league free agent at the end of the season.
Yep.
Yeah. We could go 20 minutes on this. Maybe we will in the offseason. Episode title, How the Yankees Screwed Up Estevan Florial.
Yeah.
Okay. Stacy, one more here in this segment. This is coming from Josue. Good morning. Good morning. Do you guys think Sean Casey is finally having effect on the Yankees offense? Has there been any changes in strikeout percentage, approach, or any other thing you have noticed in the team as a whole? I feel they are hitting more, but would like to know if there are any numbers to back it up. Thanks. Stacy, I had a hunch here because I like Josue. I was like, well, they are hitting better. I feel like it.
It seems like it.
It
Yeah.
seems like it. I went and dug in at the numbers here. I looked at the numbers. So I compared the Dylan Lawson era to the Sean Casey era. So once all the way through, obviously, here's the math of it. Slash line with Dylan Lawson, team slash line, 231, 301, 410. Sean Casey, 223, 310, 396. So the average has gone down with Sean Casey. The on base has gone up, and the slugging is down. OPS is nearly identical, 706 for Sean Casey, 711. Give me a Slurpee for Dylan Lawson. Everything else is super, super close here, Stacy. Average exit velocity, 89.7 for Lawson, 90 for Sean Casey. Average distance on batted balls, 169 feet for Lawson, 176 feet for Sean Casey, so a little bit further, but 8 feet, come on. Average launch angle, this is a little more interesting to me, Stacy. It's up nearly a full degree, 13.3 degrees for Dylan Lawson, 14 degrees for Sean Casey, and then walk to strikeout ratio, they are taking more walks, which understandably makes sense when you look at the on-base percentage and why the slugging is down. So 406 walk to K rate for Sean Casey era, and then the Dylan Lawson era, 381. Audio listeners, I'm sorry, that's super confusing. This is what you need to know. The on-base percentage is up. The average is down. The slugging is down. So the Yankees are getting on base more with Sean Casey. That maybe kind of lines up with his career as a player.
I was going to say,
I thought, I thought this was interesting. Obviously, the Yankees really tanked there in August, playing better here in September. So not a full 1-to-1. It's about half of the time right now with Sean Casey as opposed to Dylan Lawson. So that's why I kind of took the averages as opposed to the actual results.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not drastically different.
No, I do like that the on base has gone up, because that was the frustrating thing about watching them not getting on base other than home runs. Not that you get up base, but you score that way. But I feel like we're seeing a little more from some of them now. And, like as a whole, yeah, the numbers haven't changed. But individually, and we've talked about it, I mean, what's happened with DJ LeMahieu is unreal. And I just feel like we need to see a full season of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it passes the eye test there. Remember, the storyline of pretty much all of August was they're getting on base, they're just not getting the hit to drive them in, right?
Yeah.
That was the whole offense in August. So
yeah,
it all checks out. Thank you guys for your question. We have more subtexters questions. We're going to step aside one more time when we come back. Let's get to a couple more before we wrap up the week.
Get ready for the NFL season with incredible offers from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. This weekend's opening weekend, the Giants are taking on the Cowboys, the Jets are taking on the Buffalo Bills, and we'll all see Aaron Rodgers make his Jets debut. Now is the best time to join FanDuel. The app is easy to use, and you can bet on everything from spreads to player props and more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Back here on Locked On Yankees. Don't forget, tonight, Game 1 against the Brewers at Yankee Stadium, SiriusXM. Download it. How many times am I going to have to say this? Download it. Couple more questions before we get out of here for the day, Stacy. Thanks so much for sticking around for the whole show. Not just Stacy, but also listeners. This one's coming from Betty, one of our faves. Question. I agree youngsters were brought up at the right time as circumstances were right. In that same vein, do you think Boone's better managing choices, no days off, when doing well and pitching changes that make sense, are because he too is free of pressure and allowed to do what he wants? Stacy, was the pressure getting to Booney? Your thoughts?
I was intrigued by this when I saw this in the rundown earlier because I thought, it does seem like this whole we're just playing right now thing is actually working in Boone's favor, and that there isn't the pressure of possibly losing a playoff spot or trying to fight for one, because really they'd have to win out at this point to get one, and that's not going to happen. So it feels like it might be what's happening. It might be.
Wow. Betty's got a theory, and that theory has some legs, according to Stacy there. I don't know.
Because people were talking about, wow, the lineups look pretty similar every day these past few days. He's not changing things up too much aside from the catchers, but that's really a pitcher preference. Because that was the big knock on him this season. It was like every day there were like maybe two guys in regular spots and everyone else was, obviously there were injuries to work with and things like that, but we say it all the time. Like you have to have some sort of a routine when you're a baseball player. When you're going into the ballpark every day and you're batting fifth, you're batting second, you're batting seventh. It's like,
revolving door. Revolving door. Let us know your answers to Betty's question. Do you think the freedom is giving Boone some life? This one coming from Ruben. If keeping him, what will Peraza's role be in 2024? Stacy, I'm saying he's just the third baseman. Yep. I think he's the starting third baseman in 2024.
I think so too. I think, he's doing fine. And I think he'll just work extra hard in spring training at that position. And plus playing this month at that position most of the time and having spring training under his belt by the time the season begins in April 2024, he'll be better. And he's not bad there. Yeah. He's a good athletic defensive player. And if you're good at shortstop, like Alex Rodriguez was, you'll become a pretty good third baseman.
Yeah, a little different. Angles are different, harder hit balls, quicker reaction times, things like that. There are minutia there at third base, but I can see him playing third base moving forward. Is he an ideal third baseman? No, in my mind, he's an ideal shortstop.
Right.
But logjam, and there's more coming.
A-Rod was the ideal shortstop, but he had to move to third. And by the time he did do that, he was nearly 30. So at least with Peraza, they're doing it while he's still young. And hey, maybe he'll be like a Gold Glove third baseman in like 3 or 4 years, and making the All-Star team or making the All-Star team as the Yankees third baseman.
I'm curious. I haven't heard anything on this front for any Yankees. I know some guys have said it already, just throughout baseball. But I'm curious to see if Peraza does Winter League this year because he missed some time, and it could be potentially good for him to get some reps at third base in real life game action over the winter. So we'll see if he returns to Venezuela to do that. We'll see. Haven't heard anything on that just yet. All right, our last one for the day. This is coming from Adam. Where's Ron? Why not him being called up over Weissert? Of course, Adam is asking about Ron Marinanccio. I got a very simple word to explain this whole thing. Performance. Ron Marinanccio has not pitched very well in Scranton. He is walking guys like crazy. The walk rate is astronomically high. And Greg Weissert has been pitching well all year. And especially at the time, Greg Weissert was pitching better than Ron Marinanccio. So Greg Weissert got called up. Yeah, that's just, sometimes it's not as crazy as it all makes out to be. Who's better at the time?
Yeah.
Greg Weissert.
That's really it.
Yeah. There's really no, they're both seen as fairly similar. Obviously, Marinanccio has more run time in the majors, but as far as stuff, and we saw it the other night when he came into that big spot, bases loaded, 2 outs, and he got out of that jam by striking out one of the best hitters in the American League at the time. So here we are. Greg Weissert, at least in that moment, paid off. Thank you all for all your questions here this week. We really appreciate it. Again, if you want to be a part of Fanmail Fridays, you can join our subtext. And if you just want to get a couple questions in, check it out for the first time. There's a 14-day free trial in the episode description. You get a whole bunch of perks. You get texts from us, and you can have conversations with us. We had a couple of new ones join this week, so it's super fun. Have a good time over there. And don't forget, Every Day is coming up on Monday. Minors Monday. We'll check in on the minor league system. Only a couple weeks left in the minors, so you want to stick around to get your last looks at some Yankees prospects. That's going to do it for today's Locked On Yankees. I'm Steve Granado.
And I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. We'll see you on Monday.